testing 1 2. Oh. Testing 1 2. Mic check. Testing 1 2. Okay, we ready?
Ready to go.
All right, so my name is Tony Botti, Tony-Botti, Fresno County Sheriff's Office. It was around 5:15 this evening on Sunday. We got a phone call of a man in his 50s who had been suffering a gunshot wound. We sent deputies out to the intersection of Jefferson and Bethel. There we found 2 men in a car. One had been shot. He ultimately died as a result of his injuries. We sent homicide detectives out to the scene, and what they learned is that something actually took place in the town of Del Rey, and the shooting occurred there. The friend got his friend out of there in the car and eventually pulled over near Bethel and Jefferson after seeing his wounds were very severe, so he wanted to get him help. We have not identified any suspects at this time. We do believe that this is possibly gang related, and we're asking anybody in the community that knows anything to give our detective Frank Perez a phone call. His number is 600-8207. We know that a shooting like this can easily generate a lot of talk in the community. If you come upon some details you'd like to share with us, you can even do it anonymously. That's through Crime Stoppers. You may be eligible for a cash reward. The number is 498-7867. Any questions you guys have?
Is this the first homicide in Del Rey?
This is the first homicide of the year for the town of Del Rey, correct.
And how many times were they shot?
So we're not giving out specific details right now as to where the victim was shot or how many times he was shot. What we're working with right now is we have a potential gang shooting that occurred somewhere in the town of Del Rey. His friend got him out of there in the car, pulled over a short distance away on Jefferson at Bethel, called 911. We got out there and we found that the victim actually passed away.
Do you guys have any witnesses cooperating with police, or would you guys to try and figure out who the suspects may be?
I don't know exactly where detectives are right now, but I would imagine that going back into the town of Del Rey, that they were able to contact some people who could paint a little bit better picture of what exactly happened. So that's what they're going to spend a lot of the night doing, talking to people, seeing if there's any surveillance video. Crime scene unit is going to be collecting any evidence, and hopefully that coupled with any tips that we get to call in after seeing this here on the news, we're able to identify the suspects and eventually take them into custody.
Does officers know if this was a drive-by shooting or if it was walking, if the people were walking? Do you know how many people were involved in it?
It's not clear right now. All we know is that it happened in Del Rey. The victim was taken away in a car and pulled over a short while later. So until we can get a clear answer from any witnesses, things like that, we don't know exactly how this all transpired.
Where did the shooting take place?
In the town of Del Rey. We're not giving out a specific location right now because, to be honest, we're not even totally clear. We have a vicinity, but we're going to look into that and see if we can pinpoint exactly where this took place and who exactly was involved.
Any word on the type of weapon that was used?
No, we just know it was a gun. We don't know if it was a rifle or a handgun or anything like that.
Did the victim die inside of the car, or were they taken to the hospital?
Yeah, so he actually passed away in the car. It was as his friend was trying to get him out of there to get him some help. He noticed his wounds were really bad, and that's when he decided to pull over and call 911.
So was the man dead when you guys had arrived?
He was, yeah. So once we arrived, we were able to determine that he was deceased.
Was his friend still there, or is he cooperating with you guys?
I believe his friend was there, yeah. So we are talking with him to try and get some answers as to what took place.
How many times was the victim struck?
That we don't know right now. Until we can get him to the coroner's office for a full autopsy, that's where we get answers like that. The caliber of the weapon, how many times he was struck, things like that will come out in the days to come.
Around what time did this happen?
The phone call came in at about 5:15, so the shooting likely happened maybe about 5 minutes prior.
How's the weather affecting the investigation right now?
You know, anytime you get harsh weather, rain, it's not favorable to an investigation, especially when you're dealing with evidence. But, you know, we've worked through this before. Deputies know some practices to put in place right away to preserve that evidence. So that's what we're doing. And then talking to people, canvassing, that doesn't really change no matter how the weather is. It's kind of detective work 101 to try and get answers.
How long is the scene going to be held where it's at right now?
You know, it's hard to say. I would say probably into the early morning hours. You know, we usually spend a significant amount of time anytime it's a homicide. So, yeah, it'll probably carry us into the early morning hours.
Has any of the flooding affected any of the evidence that you know so far?
You know, that's really unknown right now. I think what we'll probably end up doing too is, since we're dealing with a dark crime scene, you know, at daylight, maybe take another look and see if there's anything that's missed during the nighttime hours. So we'll see if water or anything like that comes into play.
Are you going to be sending out a press? Sorry. Are you going to be sending out a press release tomorrow as well?
Probably, yeah, because this is kind of the preliminary we have right now. So once I have more details, we can update probably tomorrow.
So no idea what was going on in Del Rey before the shooting led up to it.
Yeah, we haven't gotten any specific stories yet as to, you know, who exactly was involved, how many people, if there were words exchanged. We don't know if there was just, you know, a shooting intended for somebody else. It's all really muddy right now, so we're trying to figure out the true answer as to what happened. And by talking with people and getting some video, hopefully we'll get those answers.
Do you know if the man was from Del Rey or from Fresno County?
No, we haven't even positively identified him yet, so that'll come here in the near future. Once we get his name, we'll be able to figure out who his family is and where he's from.
It just said a man in his 50s. Is that all the details that are being released at the moment?
Yeah, that's all we have right now.
Is the car considered part of the crime scene at the moment for evidence and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are all the questions I have.
Okay.
All good?
Anything else you want to add before?
No, just again, like I kind of said off the top, you know, anytime you have crimes like this in small towns, you're probably going to get some chatter with people. We just ask that if somebody hears some of this to please report it to us right away. You can remain anonymous. The primary focus here is getting justice for this man who was killed.
Thank you so much, Tony. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming in on your day off.
That was all one of these questions.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks, Jim.
Were you off tonight?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm off on weekends. So
Bye, Jim.
unless duties call.
Oh, I was like,
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Taylor.
I was like, you're off.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for coming to meet us then.
Yeah. Either do it tonight or do it tomorrow when it's afternoon. So.
Oh, that's mine. Sorry. It fell off of my camera. Thank you.
Well, that was, I think you're talking about Will. That was there was another one that's talking